There are two paths. As a general rule, there are two paths to being sick, but there are also two paths to being well. Hi, this is Dr. Jeff Hanna at Atlas Health, and I want to explain to you the difference because the irony is that one of these paths is actually a normal process and the other path is not. So let me rewind just a little bit here. When we talk about disease, sickness, and all this sort of stuff, really there's any number of different factors that can be going on. You can look at your diet, your exercise regime, genetics, viruses, there's all kinds of different things that can lead you there. Now, what I want to outline for you is a very important principle, and it's foremost that your brain is not stupid. Disease and other processes that happen in the body, they do not happen for no reason. There is always a reason. The truth is we don't always know what that reason is. So I want you to consider what would be happening to a person's body if they smoke, drink, never exercise, horrible diet, live under wretched conditions, etc., etc. Disease from the statistics is almost inevitable. But here's the thing. That is a normal process. Why? It's because you have all of these stressful conditions. So what is the body going to do? Body's not stupid. It's going to adapt to those stresses, but the result is it's going to manifest as disease and symptomatology and pathology in the body. Now here's the thing. You can then take all of the pills, potions, etc., just so that you can be feeling good again. But unless you are going to address these outside conditions, that's never ever going to go away. So here's the important thing to get though. In this particular case, disease is the normal result of the conditions. Garbage in, garbage out. How often is it that we're expecting, we try to go by this fairy tale, oh, I want to do whatever I want, but have the right kind of outcome on the other side. So first and foremost is if you've been dealing with some kind of condition, pathology, disease, anything like that, no matter what name it is, one of the most important things you need to do first is look at your environment and the things that you are doing and question, okay, is it likely that the disease that I'm experiencing is actually the normal result of what I have been doing in my life? Now here's the flip of that. There can also be, if you are doing all of the right things, you don't smoke, don't drink, you exercise, have a good diet, and yet there's still something wrong going on in your body. Well, same thing. You can use pills, potions, all of this sort of stuff in order to help treat the symptoms, but really what's going on in this particular case is there is something not outside of you, but there's something within that is not working necessarily the way that it should be. Now, granted, everybody's going to have different genes and a different potential to be able to express health, but if you are dealing with some kind of condition, disease, etc., and you're doing all of the right things, the truth is that because there's something that is not working on the inside that needs to be addressed. And this very often is going to be a condition involving the nervous system. In brief, it's because your brain, your spinal cord, they are what control all of these different functions in your body. So you can have all of the nutrition, which is critical. You can do all of the exercise, you can do all of the meditations, all of the right kinds of things. But if the internal environment is still not working the way that it's supposed to, then you can still have the same kind of problems. So what we do at Atlas Health in particular is we're looking at the relationship of this thing, what's happening in the upper part of your neck, and the way that that affects your brain and your spinal cord's ability to express health through your nervous system, which is what's going to be controlling all of it. So, lots of different causes here, but as I said, I wanted to boil that down and break that down into two general categories. Disease that's the result of abnormal conditions, which is actually a normal process, garbage in, garbage out, versus when you're doing all of the right things, but you're not getting the right kind of outcome. So if you've been dealing with some kind of condition and you're kind of helped but wondering, this sounds like something I have been dealing with, then I'd like to just open this up for you. Feel free to get in contact with us. We'd be happy to have a bit of a chat. See if there's anything that we'd be able to do or offer as far as guidance that you haven't been able to consider thus far. This is Dr. Jeffrey Hanna at Atlas Health Australia, the Brain and Body Connection.